It's a breezy day. Goya, ¿cómo está? There we go. We have the voice. ¿Cómo está? Shout out, huh? Shout out. ¿Cómo está, Kuya?
Okay lang, kuya.
Oh,
Maringue.
Maringue. There we go. The security guards in Belisario Heights. It's trying to rain today. Nice guys. I helped them with some pineapple and some pumpkin and some salad and other stuff. They all originate from Cotabato, the security guys in Belisario. It's 2:30 on a Monday morning. I'm going this way because I need to go and get some money. There's my taxi. 3942. Oh. Monday. Raining outside. I'm in tea and coffee bean. Warming myself up. There's a cold snap that's hit Philippines. Up in northern Luzon, they've actually got frost, 8 degrees to 9 degrees, and frost is in the highlands. Unheard of, actually unheard of, because it's the rainy season's over. Now it's the summer season. Monsoons are finished. It's the summer season. But it's only 14 degrees today, 15 degrees. It's not humid, it's got a lot of wind, so there's a low pressure in. But today, my vlog, and I'd like to apologise to you guys, I've been getting a lot of interference from YouTube. I'm getting extra long adverts. Some adverts are running for 10-15 minutes on my channel. I'm getting all these notifications coming in from YouTube saying I've got 50 to 100,000 views, and then when I go and check, it's only 500. So I think the algorithm in YouTube is screwed up. That's all I can say. It's screwed up. So today's vlog, hopefully you get the full vlog and not just intermittent bits. Okay. So number one for me, I moved to the Philippines because it gave me a better financial base. It gave me a better financial base. When I moved here, I was getting 66 peso to the pound. Now I'm getting 72, sometimes 78. But that base has never dropped below 66 when I moved here in 2018. So you might turn around and say, well, what's that got to do with it? Well, the more peso you have in your bank account, the more you can indulge, and the more you can relax with your lifestyle, the more you can actually not worry about how you're going to pay things. In the UK, I used to worry about paying my rent, my mortgage, petrol, gas, tax. All of that is expensive in the UK. And guys on this channel, I've only got 5,000 viewers, but you guys that come from the UK know how expensive it is to live in the UK. You know how expensive it is. You know how expensive it is. And I'm not going to go into other countries. You know, people turn around and say, oh, you could go and move to Thailand. I could do. Yeah, I could do. But the problem is, and I'll address that in a couple of minutes, is people don't talk to you in Thailand. They turn around and say they have English. Their English is very, very poor. Its majority of living in the Thailand is about food, travel, and the sex trade. That's it. End of story. That's me Pollution in Thailand is through the roof. Yeah, smog on the streets, tuberculosis, all that. I've got friends that live in Thailand, and they turn around and say it's great. I've lived in Thailand, I've worked in Thailand, I've tried Thailand. No, not for me. So, point number 2, okay, is cultural base. So the cultural base in the Philippines goes back centuries. I mean centuries. It goes back to the Spanish in the 1700s. Yeah, where some Western countries are only 350 years old, 400 years old, and they think they know everything, and they know diddly squat. So the cultural base in the UK goes back centuries. The cultural base here in the Philippines goes back centuries. So there are archaeological and cultural bases that you can engage in, and you can look at and explore, and you can try and understand why the Spanish were here and why the British Empire was here many centuries ago, and the influences from China and Japan and Indonesia and India and Malay on the Philippines. Once I was in the UK, I looked at all that historical background. I've looked at all of that influence of the empire and the wars and the colonial wars and the wars of the roses and the independence of countries and the giving back the countries. The UK is still giving back to countries like Ethiopia and Nigeria and Africa and everything like that, because people today turn around and say, well, you stole those treasures. Well, you might have stole them, but you took them because you had a war. You were the colonial leader of that country, so you could turn around and take that. It's what's known as gain and booty. But you might not agree with that, but I think you should just leave dead dogs lie. Yeah, but it's a cultural thing. But the culture here in the Philippines is similar to that of the UK, and it has that cultural base, and it has that depth and that variety and that knowledge. It also has its colonial past, but it also has its past in the regions of tribal ancestral, which I find interesting as well. So that was number 2. Number 3, language. It's an easy one to put a line through. People here understand you, you understand them. It might be a bit circumvent sometimes, but you can communicate. It's not like moving to a country where nobody talks and you're in isolation. So there is that understanding. The other bit is about food. The cultural food base here is different to European cultural food base. Cultural food base in the UK is heavy, stodgy, high carbo, high protein diet because it gets cold. Okay, in the Philippines it's more of a lightweight and fruit and vegetable and how can I say it, rice noodle based diet. You don't have to eat rice every day. I don't. I had king prawns today with stir fried vegetables. That's what I had today. I've posted vlogs on stuff that I always eat. There are certain things that I always put in my diet here. I eat chocolate brownie. Always have a cake. In the UK, cakes are part of life. Biscuits are part of life. Yeah. And what is called a biscuit in the United Kingdom is totally different, even though it's 2,000 years old, it's totally different to that pastry scone thing that you get across the Atlantic. Totally different. Okay, so the Philippines have they have their biscuits and they have their pastries that are flavoured either with nuts, or they're flavoured with either honey, or they're flavoured with a fruit, or they're flavoured with an ube that goes into it. So the dietary side of it for me was quite quite nice to look at because it was totally different to what I had in the UK. Yes, you can get Kentucky Fried Chicken, McDonald's, Jolly Bee. You can get fast food here. Okay, but I need to keep away from the fast food because that's what was killing me back in the UK. That's why I look like a beached whale and my cholesterol and my sugar levels are being controlled by meds. Here, that's not happening. So I had a cultural change within my diet, which I was forced to turn around and have. I was forced to turn around and make that change. I couldn't go out every night and have Mackie Doos or go out Kentucky Fried Chicken or go out and have pizza. I had to keep away from it. So the food culture, the travel culture here is different to in the UK. In the UK, if you're going to turn around and travel to work, the work culture, you have this allegiance and you have this pride in the UK. Well, you used to. You don't anymore. You know, the government's really screwed that over because the last 10 governments in the United Kingdom have all been incompetent, useless idiots. But I won't go there. I shouldn't say it. Yes, I should, because they are incompetents. They're not listening to the people that are putting them in power. They're listening to their own cronies, the people that are paying them money. Anyway, I digress slightly. So when you turn around and you look at going to work, people in the UK will go to work, come home, earn a big salary, a lot of money. Yeah, and everybody moans they don't earn enough. Well, it's not about the earning capability of the person. It's the taxation by the government on what people want to buy. So you've got housing tax, council tax, VAT on electricity, VAT on water, VAT on gas, VAT on food, VAT on... The only thing that you can guarantee they can't tax is breathing. They're talking about death tax now. When you die, you pay tax. So the only thing you cannot pay tax on is breathing. Now you come to the Philippines, yeah, you pay tax. You don't pay as much, and it's not a landslide of tax on everything. Fuel prices go up. Yeah, so fuel here is 59 peso a litre. Back in the UK, it's quadruple that. Yeah, electricity here is 11 peso a kilowatt. Back in the UK, quadruple it. If you're talking about how much it costs here to buy something, just quadruple it and add another 20%. And there'll be people on here that are no. Yes. It happens. That's why people get out of the UK, and that's why people move to turn around. You know, I got out of the UK because I wanted to maintain my lifestyle that I like. I don't want to pay an exorbitant amount of tax. I don't want to freeze my arse off in the winter months between October, November, December, January, February and March. The UK is cold, wet and damp. Yeah? Cold, wet and damp. Yeah, you can't get over it. It's part of the 4 seasons. But it's not really 4 seasons, it's 2 seasons now. You get a summer that's about this long, maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks, the sun comes out. You'll get the sun each day, but it won't rise to the level you get here in the Philippines. In the Philippines you get a rainy season and you get the summer season. And I prefer those seasons. And as I said earlier, seasons for me, keeping warm, not turning around and paying electricity to put a heater on or have a central heating or have hot food all the time and cooking all the time or going out all the time. So the cultural differences, the educational differences, the taxation differences, the lifestyle differences, the weather differences, all played a part of me moving to the Philippines. Today it's raining, yeah, but it's still 16, 17 degrees. In the United Kingdom, if it was raining, especially now, it could turn around and be about 3 degrees. Could be 15, 16 degrees lower, which means as a diabetic, I would have to have thermals on, coat on, glove on, all of this. And I could go outside for a period of time. Now, the other thing that people don't cross over on in here is, and I'm going to do it today, is corruption. Okay. In the United Kingdom, there are lots of government officials that are corrupt, but people don't turn around and take it. You know, let's turn around and look at Prince Andrew. Yeah? Paid millions and millions to a woman to turn around and drop the cases in America. He can't travel to America anymore. But that's a corrupt royal member of the family. Okay? Corrupt. Yeah. You turn around and you look at the prime ministers. The prime ministers who are the leaders of the country are corrupt. The value of that corruption in the United Kingdom and local government and local mayors and the mayors of London and all, they are corrupt. They turn around and tell you they're going to do something, and the people want that to happen because that's why the people vote you into power, and then they don't do it. They come up with all these excuses and all of these lies and all of these subversion things in Parliament, and it never happens. One of them is immigration across the English Channel, the boat people. They've been talking about that for 15 to 20 years, and successive governments have never done anything about it. Great. Okay. You don't want to turn around and do anything about it. I don't need to listen to the crap anymore. I don't need to listen to all that, the lies, the chismis, the hate, the innuendo, because you're not doing your job. You're being paid a lot of money, but you're not doing your job. Whereas if you're in the Philippines, they raise the corruption, and there is corruption, and there's corruption wherever you go. But it's not on the scale that is in the Western world. It's not on the scale. And so, do I stay in the UK and I listen to all the corrupt politicians and the lies, the scamming, the cheating, and not doing the job they're paid to do? Or do I come to a country that I know it goes on and I just accept it? Or I come to a country that I know it goes on and I just accept it. I don't turn around and worry about it. Yeah? You know, there is gun crime in the UK. There is stabbing in the UK. There was a guy back in November killed 3 little girls, and that's a massive shock to the system that 3 white girls get killed by 1 black guy. They jail him, great. If you listen to the Prime Minister, you know, he comes up with all of these reasons, and he's a Crown prosecution attorney, solicitor. I would not use him if I had a court case in the UK, because I don't trust him. And that's one of the reasons I moved to the Philippines. And that will be point number 7 or 8, is trust. You can trust what you find around you here. In the UK, you can trust about that far, because everything else is hidden. It's all covered over, it's all smeared. The police don't do the job they're paid to do. They only do what they feel comfortable about doing. They're not police. Okay? They're not police. They're hobby bobbies. They're part-time law enforcement. Now, I'm being general here. There might be some great policemen. Well, I had a car accident. This is my personal experience. I had a car accident, and the police are supposed to fill out an accident report of the scene of the accident. The police officer from the highway patrol or the motorway patrol that attended my accident filled out no paperwork. Nothing. And when it went to court, my solicitor and my insurance company couldn't proceed any further because the police officer hadn't done his job. Oh, he wants to take the money and he wants to turn around and buy his house and pay for his children to go through school, and he wants to be able to feed, and he wants to turn around and eat, and he wants to do... He doesn't do his job, so why are they paying him? And I'm not being bitter or twisted. I'm just turning around and stating a fact. Because somebody on here will turn around and say, oh, that didn't happen. Yes, it did happen. Yeah, did that. You can go online and you can look at Hatfield accident in 2017. That was me. That was me. That's on YouTube. That's on the UK BBC. It closed the motorway for 10 hours. That was me. That police officer did not write a report about my car, what happened, skid marks. That did nothing. Did nothing. So do you have trust in the police? No, I don't. No, I don't. And then every time I'd come here to the Philippines, I'd had really, really nice experiences. So it's when you travel, and it's how you feel, and how that reciprocal feeling is. And when I came here in 2009, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15, went to Manila, went to Cebu, did the travelling. I'm not keen on Manila. Would not live in Manila. No. DAVAO, totally different. But DAVAO in 25 years' time will be the same as Manila. So, traffic, pollution, getting around will be very, very difficult. Doesn't matter how many roads you build, it's the traffic you need control. So, traffic and pollution is big. Buying an electric car, still traffic, sorts out the pollution. Now in the UK, what they're doing about that is, if you own a petrol and diesel car after 2033, you will be fined, because in the UK, going into London, all petrol and all diesel cars, trucks, vans, cars, whatever, will be banned. It'll only be electric. And the Mayor of London has brought in that there's congestion charging, which means in the middle of the city, so if you turn around and take DAVAO, in the middle of DAVAO, you have to pay a charge to drive in. They've moved that further out. They've moved it nearly 50 miles now outside London. And it's called the ELZ. And it's a exclusion zone for cars that are over a certain age, that run on petrol, run on gas, and they're pushing everybody into electric. Now, you can buy an electric car here for around $11,000. In the United Kingdom, the same sort of car will cost you $50,000. Same car, same brand, same spec, everything. Because of tax, because of environmental fees. So, once again, the governments, I don't like where they're going. I don't like this repetitive push to turn around and become green when you can't sort out the immigration of the boat people. So there's these things that I don't like. You don't end up with high immigration in the Philippines. You don't end up with immigration and people living on your doorstep that shouldn't be on your doorstep. It's a more relaxed and more de-stressful lifestyle. Your money goes further here in the Philippines. The climate is warmer. There is a cultural heritage that I like. I like the country. I like the diversity of the mountains, the seas, the valleys, the islands over what is in the UK. Okay? So the tick in the box for me is that the Philippines offers me a life I like, I enjoy. The UK offers me a survival package, that everything I've earned and worked hard for, and I can use to turn around and support my pension and support my life in the UK, is just getting me by. And I mean just getting me by. And when I evaluated that back in 2016-17, I don't want to just get by. I don't want to just get by. And the successive governments in the UK don't seem to understand that. They don't seem to understand that, because their intelligence level might be there, but they don't know how to use it. And they don't see that the damage they're doing to the people and another 20 years, maybe 30 years, United Kingdom won't be 10th in the world, it will be about 50th in the world, it will be about 100th in the world. It will be a third world country. The likes of China and India and Indonesia and Malaysia and the African continent countries will all surpass the United Kingdom. Just need to look at Europe at the moment. Europe's a mess. UK's a mess. The Philippines is similar, but doesn't cost you as much to live here, and that is the key thing. And you can understand what they're saying. It's not in a colloquial language that I don't understand. I can read, I can get internet, I can look at what I'm doing, I can eat, I understand the markets, I understand the currency, I understand that my money goes further, a lot further, and money is key when you get to retirement. You don't want to be living here without any money, because if you're living in the Philippines without any money, there is no safety net here. No safety net. It's you or nothing. In the UK, there is a safety net. Only once you've jumped through all the hoops and all the legislation, and then once you've got through that and they give you your £75 or 4,000 peso a week to live on, are you any better? No, you're not. Crazy. So they're the reasons why I chose the Philippines. It suits me. Other countries that I looked at, Thailand, no. Hong Kong, definitely no. Singapore, too expensive. Indonesia, wrong cultural base for me. I looked at India. Portugal's very, very good. Very, very nice. However, I don't have enough monthly income to stay in Portugal. I can buy a golden visa, but my visa here in the Philippines is better than other countries. For me, and I'm talking about me, it might not be for you. You might do your visa on Balik Bayan, or you might be doing 13A, you might be doing tourist visa, great. I need something where I am regimented, I know what's happening each month, I know what's going on here. I need to have that security around me. And that was given to me here in the Philippines. Security like that in the UK is dying rapidly. I'm happy here, living the final 20 years of my life in a warm paradise island archipelago in the southern hemisphere. Like, share, subscribe, guys.